All right, so tell me where your journey begins. Like, when did you start creating content? Like, what tell me the story of Bob.
Well, I mean, it's kind of all over the place. I started streaming Fortnite when I had a real, like, when I was working a job.
So you're a Fortnite dude.
Yeah, I tried to stream on Fortnite. I was like top 100 for wins right when the game came out, and it was really hard to get people to watch you. While I was working with my family business, I tried to do Fortnite, and I realized that was, you can't just try to stream, and you kind of had to have a plan. And I've always been a Call of Duty fan, and when Call of Duty Black Ops 4 came out, there was a beta for the Battle Royale, and I loved it. And my thought process was that I really want to do the streaming thing for a living, because I see, like, I mean, Ninja was just on the cover of ESPN the magazine, and I just wanted to get my foot in the door. And I basically left my job like 2 weeks before Blackout came out.
What was the job, Bob?
I worked for my family business. It was, my dad owned a chemical manufacturing company. It wasn't a big company. It was like
chemicals.
Cleaning chemicals. So it's like all repeat business. So just like degreasers, disinfectants, floor care products.
What's the name of the company?
WePack. But he sold it. He just sold it. So now
don't buy WePack or buy WePack.
Yeah. Now my parents help me run my business.
Okay.
So originally I learned from my dad, wanted me to run his business.
Yeah.
And now my dad's kind of helping me run my business.
Love it.
But yeah, so 2 weeks before Blackout came out, I pretty much left and got ready for the grind. And then once Blackout came out, my thought process was, if I get the most kills in the world, I could grow a following. And that's just kind of what I did. So when this game came out, I literally just played for like 16 hours a day. And after like 2 or 3 months, I had the most kills and the most wins in the world. And just after a while, I just built up a following, and the leaderboards were really active. So people were always looking at the leaderboards. Yeah. And every time you go to the leaderboards, BobbyPoff was at the top for wins. BobbyPoff was at the top for kills. And I had my Twitch link there, and people just started clicking. And then after a couple months kind of went by, I got invited to Blackout After Dark tournament. I met like Formal there. I met Merc, Maven, Teep there. And that was kind of like my first real opportunity. Was we got smoked, but that was like, I was on broadcast with a bunch of people. So the Blackout After Dark definitely kind of gave me like a boost, or just kind of gave me a boost just in the right direction. And just kind of, that's like what almost kickstarted my success on Twitch. And then once I got it rolling, I mean, it's been 3 years later. I've been kind of just doing the same thing and carried on. I mean, Warzone came out. I won a couple Warzone tournaments. And then I just kind of have just a niche now, just on Twitch and Call of Duty. So it's
what's the niche?
Just grinding, grinding people. And
how many hours on a daily basis do you put in?
Well, I've been traveling a lot now, so it's kind of hard, and it just kind of depends. And I mean, right now the cycle of Call of Duty, it's just kind of at the bottom because the new game's about to come out. So I mean, if I'm grinding and I don't stream for 12 hours, I'm a little disappointed in myself.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, it depends. I mean, when I was in my prime, like when Verdansk came out, I streamed for 397 hours that month. Like that was my most streamed month, was 397, and then I was pretty much consistent between 300 to 350 for a while. But now that I've been traveling, it stays around like 2 to 250.
Wow.
Yeah. So just a late night show, just people just kind of just like hanging out. What I do.
What are the hours, Bob?
They kind of fluctuate. It depends on when I go to sleep usually, but I try to get on usually like 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern time in the afternoon and just stay on till like 4 or 5 in the morning, to be honest. So just grinding, man.
Do you like what's your sleep schedule like then?
I don't really sleep that much. I usually sleep for like 5 or 6 hours, just whenever I get done.
That's a lot, Bob. That's normal, I think.
5 or 6 hours?
Yeah, I think that's normal. Isn't it, Matt? What's the average 6 to 8, and you do 5 to 6. Okay, so you're under
6 hours. If I can sleep for 6 hours, I'm good usually. Yeah.
So if I go to bed at 9:30 p.m., obviously, I can pretty much do with, holy fuck, I sleep a lot, Bob.
I don't sleep that much.
From a teenager's 8 to 10, for an adult 18 to 16 is 7 or more. So you're way under, Bob. I wish I had your superpower.
I just don't. I've always been like gaming, so like kind of taking a couple steps backwards. Like I've always been like really just dedicated on gaming. Like I knew I had this capability to be number one, or to grind, because dude, back in high school, I wasn't allowed to play video games during the week. So I would literally like basically change my sleep schedule to where whenever my parents were sleeping, I was gaming upstairs in like my brother's closet because he was closer to the Wi-Fi router. So, and I would grind for leaderboards. If I didn't play, I've always been obsessed with leaderboards. Like there was this game, Resistance Fall of Man. I had like the most arc charger kills in the world. And I just grinded leaderboards. And when you can't play during the week, people are going to pass you. And I mean, even Call of Duty, like Modern Warfare 3, oh yeah, Resistance Fall of Man. That was like the halo of. Not many people play this game, but this was like the halo on PlayStation. It was like based on the 1940s, like aliens took over the world, but the most comparable way is like it was PlayStation's Halo.
Bob,